Ross Chastain just looked at one of the hardest weekends in NASCAR and basically said, yeah, give me more. Because while most drivers are trying to survive one race weekend at Charlotte, Chastain and Connor Zilisch are about to attempt something absolutely insane. We are talking 1,101 miles of racing. 3 different NASCAR National Series, 3 different cars, 3 straight days, and potentially even more if overtime chaos hits. Stick with me here, because this is one of those stories that sounds fun on the surface, but the deeper you go, the crazier it gets. Everybody talks about the Indy 500 and Coca-Cola 600 double. That's legendary. That's history. And this year, Katherine Legge is attempting the 1,100-mile crossover between Indy and Charlotte. But what Trackhouse Racing is doing this weekend, it might honestly be one of the most underrated hardcore racer moves we've seen in a long time, because Ross Chastain and Connor Zilisch are about to run all 3 national divisions at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Truck Series, Xfinity Series, Cup Series. That is not just physically exhausting, that is mentally brutal. Different cars, different setups, different driving styles, different levels of aggression, and zero room for mistakes. And the wild part, Ross Chastain is not doing this as some underdog trying to get noticed. He's doing this as the defending Coca-Cola 600 winner. That changes everything. And hey, real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation news is just getting started. We are pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every week. All right, let's get into it. Here's the thing people are overlooking. Ross Chastain is entering one of the most physically demanding race weekends imaginable, while also trying to defend one of the most legendary wins of his entire career. And I'm just going to say it straight, that 2025 Coca-Cola 600 win might have completely changed how people look at Ross Chastain forever. Because remember what happened. He started dead last in a backup car at Charlotte in one of NASCAR's crown jewel races, and somehow he drove all the way to the front and won the Coke 600. Nobody had ever done that before. That wasn't just another win. That was a statement. That was Ross Chastain proving he belongs in the elite tier of NASCAR drivers. Now fast forward to this weekend, he's back at Charlotte, he's got momentum, he knows how to win there. And now he's adding even more pressure by running trucks and Xfinity on top of the Cup race. That is a massive gamble, because yes, extra seat time can help. Drivers always talk about rhythm, feeling the track, understanding how the surface changes, learning tire fall off, finding lines. But there's another side to this nobody wants to talk about. Fatigue, mental mistakes, one bad restart, one tiny misjudgment, one moment of frustration in traffic, and suddenly your entire Cup weekend changes. Especially at Charlotte. This place wears drivers out tat. 400 laps in the Coca-Cola 600 already feels like a war. Now imagine showing up Sunday after already racing Friday and Saturday too. That's not easy. Not even for veterans. And then there's Connor Zilisch. Man, this kid continues to prove that Trackhouse believes he is the future. Because let's be honest, teams do not throw young drivers into triple duty weekends unless they think the talent is special. Zilisch running trucks, Xfinity, and Cup at Charlotte tells you everything you need to know about how highly Trackhouse views him. And honestly, this is a gigantic moment for his development, because Charlotte exposes weaknesses fast. You can't fake speed there, you can't fake racecraft there, and you definitely can't fake endurance there. This weekend is basically a full stress test for Connor Zilisch. Can he handle the pressure? Can he adapt between vehicles? Can he manage mistakes? Can he stay mentally sharp deep into long runs? That's what Trackhouse wants to see. And honestly, if he performs well across all 3 series, the hype around him is going to explode even more than it already has. But here's where this story gets really interesting. This isn't just about 2 drivers chasing a cool stat. This is a Trackhouse statement weekend. Think about it. Trackhouse Racing has built its entire identity around fearless racing, big personalities, aggressive moves, drivers willing to take risks. Ross Chastain literally became the face of chaos with the Hail Melon move. Connor Zilisch is being built up as one of the next huge stars of the sport. So what do? They throw both guys into one of the most demanding NASCAR weekends possible. That fits Trackhouse perfectly. It's bold, it's aggressive, and honestly, it's the kind of thing fans love. because this sport was built on drivers racing anything, anywhere, anytime. And sometimes modern NASCAR can feel overly polished, overly corporate. Too careful. But weekends like this feels old school. This feels like drivers wanting to race. Now, obviously, there are risks. Rain could destroy schedules. Overtime could add even more laps. And if either driver tears up equipment early in the weekend, suddenly the entire plan gets complicated. And let's not ignore the playoff angle either. For Ross Chastain, every cup point matters. The playoff battle is brutal now. One bad race can completely flip the standings. So if this weekend goes wrong, people are absolutely going to question whether running all three series was worth it, because fans always love these stories until something backfires. That's just reality. But if Ross wins again, or even contends deep into Sunday night, oh man, the legend of Ross Chastain at Charlotte gets even bigger. And if Connor Zilisch shows serious speed across all three divisions, you are going to hear even louder conversations about him becoming one of NASCAR's next breakout stars sooner rather than later. This weekend could genuinely become one of those moments people look back on later and say, yeah, that was when we realized Trackhouse was building something different. Because 1,101 miles at Charlotte is not normal. That's obsession. That's confidence. That's drivers betting on themselves. And honestly, as NASCAR fans, how can you not respect that? But now I want to hear from you. Who has the more impressive weekend ahead? Ross Chastain defending his Coca-Cola 600 crown while running triple duty, or Connor Zilisch trying to prove he belongs among NASCAR's future stars across all three series? And do you think running all 1,101 miles helps these drivers, or could it actually hurt their cup performance by Sunday night? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another upload right here on NASCAR Nation News.